Hello everyone, Manithral here, and welcome back to the weekly update video. Now, today's update, there's not a whole lot as far as in-game stuff I need to show you guys. As far as in-game stuff goes, it's the new Revolution bar, which I want to take this, and I want to drag this up here to the center of the screen. Okay, Okay, apparently you can't do it through here. Apparently I have to go and do it through the... I'm guessing it has to be done through the powers menu. But you're supposed to be able to... Okay, you're supposed to be able to resize this bar. Which I'm not really sure why it's not resizing. Okay. Maybe it's in the game settings. Okay, yep, right here. You're able to select through here just how far you want to go. So if you want to have all 14, you can have your revolution size to set to 14, which you see now is taking up my whole bar. 9 is what we are used to. Clicked on 10, but yeah, so if you go into your combat settings, this is where you have to do it through the combat settings. Now keep in mind, this is for now. It might change down the road. You might make it more user-friendly where you can adjust this on the whim. But for now, that is where it actually is. And if you do go into your powers, if you want to adjust it that way, you can adjust it this way, and you can actually then see your action bar below, and you'll be able to go from there. Now, depending on how many action bars you have, it might actually be worth it for you guys. For some people, if you want to have bars set up where it's just completely like AFK combat, or if you want to set it up where it's partial for another time. But do keep in mind that they do say that Revolution and Manual will give you a higher DPS. So do keep that in mind. Now, if you are a... that's actually it for in there. Whoa! I didn't realize I had all that open first. Okay. But if you are a Legacy player, do not feel disappointed because there is something here for you guys as well. They've increased the minimum damage output for Legacy combat and special attacks. This way, things are more on par with each other for Legacy as well as Evolution and combat. But do keep in mind, both Legacy users and EOC users, this is possibly subject to change, because remember, whenever there is a combat adjustment, they usually have a little bit of a testing period. Now, hopefully the testing period, they kept it well done within the beta servers, within them, and hopefully we won't see any further adjustments. Maybe improvements, but no further adjustments, and saying, okay, well, this is a little bit too overpowered, this is too strong, weak, and, so on and so forth. But the minimum hit has been upped from up to 33% of potential damage, well, damage potential, which is up from the previous 0%. Which, Legacy users, that's very good, because that means you guys will be doing a little bit more hitting now. And it also says that special attacks in Legacy and EOC have been buffed to shift 20% of random damage onto the existing damage floor. So the special attacks have been buffed for both users, which is actually a good idea because it gives people a little bit more reason to use those weapons with special attacks versus just using thresholds and ultimates. But that also, going back to the Revolution updates, that is actually another big part of this. You can now have your Revolution use thresholds and ultimates. So, try to figure out a little bit of difference. I'll probably be making a video here pretty soon if you want to go full, 14 slot Revolution mode. I'll probably make a video here within the next few days to show you some a little bit of pointers and tips and tricks of how you can optimize your bar. It's actually a lot easier than what some people might think. But we'll leave it at that, and we'll get into the rest of it. Now, I'm not separating the update from the patch notes because, well, the patch notes are coming up here pretty directly. But as for the next part of this, it's going like clockwork, which is the November event. So, and they said the reason, I seen this on the forum, well, on Twitter actually, the reason why they are saying it in this week's update, not next week's, is because it actually starts at midnight on Sunday. So as soon as it hits the 13th, it will be going live. So, for some people, it just depends on your time frame, but it's actually going to be hitting midnight right here. So that's why they're actually having it being announced this week and not next week, because if they announced it then, the event had already started taking place, and some people might feel a little frustrated because they might not have known until it's already started. But it says here Satan is going on an annual leave from the 13th to the 26th of November to emotionally prepare himself for the frantic festival seasons. In his absence, Era, the head elf, has been left in charge, but the evil little snow implings are taking and throwing his clockwork pieces all over Gielinor. So you'll be able to get these. You'll be by collecting 10,000 clockwork pieces and returning them to Era and Berthorpe. You can do so by skilling PVM, completing daily challenges, such as, like the normal event type thing, like Birth of by Fire, or the Gielinorian thing, or giving event that's been going on. So you'll be able to get some different prizes and different cosmetics, mystery boxes, and items from previous Christmas holidays. Also, the live streams this week, do keep in mind that Lootscape is active for Tuesday's live stream, which is November 7th at 1700 game time, which is the month ahead, plus mobile showcase. I did plan on showing you guys a video on the mobile, but shortly after I got access to the mobile, they shut down the technical testing, so I was no longer able to log into it. So that's why there was no video on that, because by the time I was actually able to actually get it, it had already closed down, and I had played it for a very little bit of time. But it worked pretty good. There was a few little adjustments they need to look at, but that's about it. And then as for the other live stream, it is Sunday, November 12th at 1900, which is PVM with Mod Lee. And now we're going into patch notes already. This is why it's not separated. Okay, so supposedly there's a lot, and I've seen there is a lot. But here we go, ninja fixes. The ability to quick travel to Trimple Teching is now available on the Mort Myers Swamp entrances gates via a right-click option instead of a toggle. The highest tier of Menagerie pet houses have 30 slots, up from 25. Players can now dismiss pets directly from their menagerie. Probably saying that wrong. Coins obtained via the Queen Black Dragon loot chest will now move to the money pouch when claimed. Flame Burst Defenders now provide the effects of Real Defender. The interface layout presets have been updated to better resize and handle tertiary interfaces. I know I butchered that. Such as the Slayer counter for both standard and legacy modes. XP lamps awarded for completing Hero's Quest are no longer non-member objects. 6 age quests are now marked in the quest journal, with similar messaging to the 5th age quests. Several agnostic quests have been recategorized as 5th age quests. The quest list now has an option to categorize quests into 5th and 6th age. The progress category in the quest list now displays completed quests at the bottom of the list instead of in the middle. Okay, a quest acceptance interface has been added for the following quest: The Hand in the Sand, Hunted Mine, Horror from the Deep, Hunt for Red Rocktober, Ictharian's Little Helper, In Aid of the Marquet, Empire Need, In Search of the Marquet, Kindness Concerns, Legacy of Sergei's, Legends Quest, Lost City, Lunar Diplomacy, Meeting History, Monkey Madness, Mountain Daughter, My Arm's Big Adventure, Nomad's Requiem, Olaf's Quest, One Small Favor, The Path of Glofrey, Ratcatchers, Recipe for Disaster, Rocking Out, Royal Trouble, Rome Deal, Rune Mechanics, Scorpion Catcher, Sea Slug, Shades of Mortan, Shadow of the Storm, Shiloh Village, The Slug Menace, Smoking Kills, Spirit of Summer, Spirits of the Elid, Summer's End, Swan Song, Taibo Wani Trio, Tears of Guthix, Throne of Miscellanea, Tox Ket Dill, The Tor's Trap, Tree Gnome Village, Tribal Totem, Troll Romance, Troll Stronghold, Wanted, Watchtower, What Lies Below, Witch's House, Zogre Flesh Eaters, Clock Tower, Monk's Friend, Observatory Quest, Dwarf Cannon, Eagle's Peak, Elemental Workshop 1 and 2, Fishing Contest, Rag and Bone Man, Fur and Seek, Murder Mystery, Perils of Ice Mountain, Merlin's Crystal, Holy Grail, King's Ransom, Tower of Life, The Feud, All Fired Up, Animal Magnetism, As a First Resort, Back to My Roots, Between a Rock, Blood Runs Deep, Cabin Fever, Cold War, Contact, Creature of Frankenstrain, Darkness of Hollowvale, Dealing with Scabarus, Devious Minds, The Dig Site, Dream Mentor, Edgar's Ruse, Enlightened Journey, The Eyes of Glofrey, Fairy Tale 1 and 2, Family Crest, Forgettable Tale, Forgiveness of Chaos Dwarf, The Fermentic Isles, Fermentic Trials, Garden of Tranquility, Ghost Ahoy, The Giant Dwarf, Glorious Memories, The Golem, The Great Brain Robbery, Grim Tales, Plague City, Biohazard, Sheep Herder, Waterfall Quest, Making History, Big Chompy Bird Hunting, Underground Pass, Regicide. No confirmation as this quest starts with a messenger appears. Roving Elves, Catapult Construction, Morning's End Part 1 and 2, Within Light, Gertrude's Cat, Recruitment Drive, A Soul's Bane, Priest in Peril, Nature Spirit, Goblin Diplomacy, Pirate Treasure, Vampire Slayer, The Night Sword, and Dragon Slayer. The following quests now award XP lamps containing the quest reward XP. Goblin Diplomacy now awards 200 crafting XP lamp. Vampire Slayer now awards a 4,825 attack XP lamp requiring 10 attack. The Night Sword quest now awards 12,725 smithing XP requiring 28 smithing. Dragon Slayer now awards 2 XP lamps worth 18,650 XP strength and defense, requiring 50 strength and defense respectively. Gertrude's Cat now awards 1,525 cooking XP lamp, requiring 11 cooking. Recruitment Drive now awards 3 XP lamps worth 1k XP each in Prayer, Herblore, and Agility skills, requiring level 8 in each of the skills. The Soul's Bane now awards 2 XP lamps worth 500 defense and Constitution XP, requiring level 4 defense and Constitution. Priest in Peril now awards 1,406 prayer XP lamps, requiring 10 prayer. Nature Spirit now awards 3 XP lamps worth 3,000 crafting XP and 2,000 Constitution XP and Defense XP, requiring level 4 crafting, level 3 Constitution, and Defense respectively. In Search of the Marquet now awards 5 XP lamps worth 600 XP in attack, defense, and strength, Constitution, and crafting skills, requiring level 4 in each. In Aid of the Marquet now awards 4 XP lamps worth 2k XP in attack, defense, strength, and crafting, requiring level 12 in all skills. And the Haunted Mine quest now awards 22,000 Yeah, 22,000 strength XP lamp requiring 35 strength. Skills D&Ds and minigames. Every summoning scroll now has a tooltip of what it affects. The following summoning scrolls have been updated. The Abyssal Drains scroll now heals up to 50 prayer points, up from 5. Ooh. The Spirit Dagonoth, Desert Worm, Minotaur, and Arctic Bear scrolls now bind the target correctly. The Lava Titan scroll now drains 5% adrenaline correctly. The Stranger Plant and the Swamp Titan scrolls now poisons for up to 200 damage, up from 20. Oof. It's kind of shocking they were unnoticed for this long. The Tis Keys scroll can now damage up to 5 targets, up from 2. The Vampire Bat scroll now heals a player 50% damage dealt, up from fixed 100 life points. The Bloated Leech scroll now won't heal if health is below 600, up from 60, and deals 100 damage, up from 10. The Spirit Scorpion scroll now works correctly by applying weapon poison to the player for 30 seconds. The Luck of the Dwarves ring now affects the chance of receiving an offhand kaposh of the Guardian from treasure chests inside the Shifting Tomb. Players can now jump over the Strange Floor agility shortcut in Taverley dungeon when on the west side, standing south of it. Corrected the spelling of ethereal components. The Sophanum Slayer dungeon chest will now warn players when discarding a single item from it. The Shooting Star and Evil Tree are no longer displayed as members only in the minigame Spotlight interface. Obtaining a strange rock will now consistently state the rock skill name when acquired. Quest challenges and achievements. Fixed an issue where members logged into a free world could not open reward chests in the Broken Home quest due to the member skill cap on free worlds. Completing the Dragon Slayer quest no longer displays an Ernest the Chicken achievement. Players can now reclaim a desert amulet 4 if they already have one keepsaked. Corrected a debug from Arestras from appearing occasionally during the R-Man in the North quest. No wonder I don't know that name. Corrected a typo when Krondos speaks to the player during Crocodile Tears. Corrected the spelling of Legeo Secundus on the Stand Your Ground achievement. The They All Fall Down achievement can no longer be completed in a group. Other added a pop-up message when Queen Black Dragon does her Extreme Dragon Breath if the player is carrying an unforged royal crossbow. The auto setup action bar for the auto setup action bar option once again checks for empty slots and collapses abilities to the front of the action bar. The auto setup action bar option no longer adds trout to the action bar except when undertaking Combat Academy training. Players will no longer miss 2 abilities when using the auto setup action bar option. Extra blocking has been added to some tiles northwest of the mage training area to prevent players from getting stuck. It is no longer possible to consume a Great Gunkin when a player has more than the maximum number of life points. Players can now destroy a whole elite skilling outfit from the backpack at once. Fix the typo in the Adamant Dragon dungeon, Adamant Dragon entrance barrier within Brimhaven dungeon. Corrected a typo in the career section of the Beast tab attack descriptions. Players can now right-click enchant via Thormac. Players now have an enchant all option via right-clicking on the images within the Thormac enchant interface. Corrected the typo on closed pull boost. The Staff of the Mind is now correctly found under the staff's filter in the wardrobe. Graphical. Fix some stretching on the climbable wall on phase 1 of the Virago encounter. Teleporting out of V's ancient cave now clears the skybox. Graphical update in the wilderness warning interface. These warnings can now be toggled on or off in the game settings / Doomsayer warnings interface. Updated the port resource crate interface to be a lot cleaner and easier to read. Graphically updated Thormax Battle Staff shop. And last week's hot fixes. Balloons now drop around the Catherby lodestone. Putting items on the table in the Demonheim puzzle during ghost stories of Gillenor no longer deletes the item, potentially requiring restarting the story. Ensure that the fourth puzzle in the ghost story of Gillenor advances as intended. Anyone who was stuck following the ghost can click on the stairs in the Rising Sun Inn to force a ghost outside to update. Adjusting the voted screen on the Ninja Survey poll to no longer display the skip option as percentages shown with the skip option was misleading. So that is everything for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.